Hello, stamping friends. Welcome back to the fourth card in the June online card class, and we are going to step it up a bit. Look at the shine on that rain cloud, okay? So even though every cloud has a silver lining, you just have to look up to see it, and this silver is just stunning. Now, for this card, or for this class, you were told that you would need to get the stamp set, get the punch, and I also mentioned that you would need some silver embossing powder. However, if you don't have the silver embossing powder and a heat tool, you're okay. In your instructions, I've given you some other options, and the card will still turn out just as cute. What do you need for this card? Well, you will get your envelope. And then you're going to have a piece of the silver foil paper. You're going to have some scraps of the new in colors, and then you'll have a piece of blue and a black that looks like this. Okay, so we're going to start with our silver embossing, and I'm going to go ahead and put on a little bit of the embossing buddy because I found that here in my home I must have a lot of static, and I didn't want the powder to stick where I didn't want it. So the embossing buddy helps keep the static down. You want to just leave that there. You don't want to wipe it off. And so I do not want black. Oh, that would be bad. I don't know if that would even emboss. I don't think so. Let's try Versamark pads, okay? So I'm going to be using a Versamark pad. And I'm going to ink up my little cloud. Okay, and so you can really see that. That turned out really cute. So now I'm going to put some embossing powder on it. And I'm using the silver. Set that aside. And then I'm going to heat this up. Okay, so the foil really does curl a lot. No worries, it's going to work out just fine. Just start pushing it back so that it's nice and flat, and it'll cool that way, okay? All right, so we're going to set that aside and let that get good and cooled. And we're going to go ahead and start stamping. And I'm going to be using the little raindrops, and now I want the black ink, the black memento ink. I am using the Tuxedo black ink. The Tuxedo ink is a permanent ink, but it works really well for the photopolymer stamps, and it doesn't stain them, okay? So let's do our drops the right way. And actually, I wanted to show you something. Let me back up. Rewind. All right, I'm going to go ahead and punch out my little cloud. And the reason that it's a little hard to get in there is because the paper is a little curled from being heated. Okay, so it's not me, it's just the paper. So when you get yours, I'll make sure you get a big enough piece so that you have a bit of a handle to hang on to. All right, so go ahead and punch that out. And the thing that I wanted to show you is, if you kind of lay the little cloud up at the top, like all the way up to the edge, almost where it's kind of hanging off, then it's kind of a guide for you as to where to stamp the raindrops. Let me show you. So, 1 and 2. Okay, that way it all fits on the piece of paper. Very important. Now, you do know that if something happens and you mess up, you can turn it over because we have 2 sides to our cardstock. So just saying. Okay, so let me go ahead and put some dimensionals on here. I don't know what I do with all my dimensionals between videos. It's crazy. That's why I have a whole little bag over here, because I run out of them. Or I move them. I guess I lose them. I don't know what I do. I really am glad you don't see the rest of the screen or the rest of my table. I don't know. Why are we so messy as crafters? I don't get it. Just takes a lot to be creative, I guess. A lot of space. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this here. Look how cute. Okay, so now let's punch out our little raindrops. Our raindrop is in the middle of the punch. Can you see that? Okay, so I'm going to pick 2 of each color. I'm going to punch 2 of each color, and I'm going to just slide this in. Sure I am. I'm going to slide it in this way. Okay, so notice how it's hanging out. Okay, I moved it. All right, so I'm going to punch 1, and my raindrop got stuck. And then I'm going to punch 2. And I'm okay, for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and just slide this in, because I'm out of paper anyway, so I'm not like really messing up a lot or wasting a lot. Okay, so there's that one. And let's do it again. We want 2 of the watermelon color. So we're just going to line that up like that, so that the little tail is sticking out. If I don't line it up like that, who can tell me? Raise your hand. Who can tell me what's going to happen? I'm going to end up punching like that. I would just punch the whole cloud out, and again, I would waste all that paper. So we're going to come in this way and do it like that. Okay, and one more color. We're using the Dijon. What is it called? Who can tell me? Delightful Dijon. I love the new Stampin' Up! In colors, but it takes me quite a while to remember all their names. All right, so one more. There. Okay, so let me get all my pieces. So I'll pick up all of our punches. There we go. So here's our raindrops. Okay. All right, so we have those. Now we want to stamp our sentiment, and we're using the Every Cloud has a silver lining. Okay. We just have to look up to see it. And I mentioned to you that I do have a paper piercing mat underneath this. You do need some kind of cushioning when you're using the photopolymer stamps. You just won't be happy with the stamped image if you don't. All right, what else do we need to do? Okay, let's start putting our card together. I'm going to use some snail. Whoops. We're going to attach this. Oh, to the black. Yeah, you really can't see that. Let's try this. Attach it to that black layer. Okay. Now, your card opens this way. This way. This way. Okay. Yeah, this way. If I said this way enough, maybe I would figure it out. I didn't want to do that. I want dimensionals. No problem. Every mistake is just a chance to be creative, even with adhesive. There we go. Okay. right there. And now we're going to use our two-way glue pen. The two-way glue pen is named two-way for a reason. There's two ways to use it. One way is the way I'm using it now. I'm going to actually put some glue on, put a piece of cardstock on, and stick it, just like any other type of adhesive. Another way is to, say you wanted to put it on a piece of paper, let it air dry, and then it's almost sticky like a Post-it note. So it's that type of adhesive. So it's really a cool little glue if you don't have any. All right, so let's go ahead and put our drops on. Let's see. Where else do I want it? And let me just show you. I can move that one because it wasn't quite dry. And I'll put this one in its place. Straighten it up a bit. So it's forgiving glue. That's what we're going to call it. It's forgiving. Okay, so we've got that done. And now we're going to take some of the silver baker's twine. I leave mine on the card. I've mentioned that to you before. So I'm just going to wrap this around. Your piece will be cut. It won't be attached. And I want to do a bow. So I'm just going to kind of pull that. If you're bow challenged, don't tie a bow, just cut it off. Slide it up, and there you go. How cute is that card? Just stepped it up just a little bit with some of that embossing powder. All right, come back for the next card.